Welcome for my tourism Pathshala. It will transform your dream into reality. Good morning, all of my viewers. This is the series of personality development. This is a discussion series of personality development. The different expert, different psychologist has given the different opinion of the personality development process. Today we're going to learn the different stages of psychosexual development and influence in personality. This topic is essential for psychology student, the student of management, student of tourism administration and management, all section of the human resource management and core area of management student. Now, we are going to learn the psychosexual development. Freud described the human development as passing through the series of stages. The based on the different way we obtain bodily pleasure at different stages. Each and every people. This is according to Freud, each and every people has general tendency to get the pleasure, bodily pleasure. This is a very important part. Bodily pleasure. Now, adult personality characteristics are determined by what happened to us during each stage and how successfully we are in getting through that period. This is a very important part. Adult personality characterized are determined what happened during the stages, each and every stage. And Freud divide the stages in different parts. Number one, oral stage, anal stage, phallic stage, latency stage and genital stage. He derived different stages, and each and every stages are very important. But to get stuck at particular stage, to stuck means if you get any kinds of obstacle, any kinds of problem, to stuck at a particular stage, not progress beyond that point, process for trauma is a fixation. The term fixation. What is the meaning of fixation according to Freud? Fixation means the stuck, any kinds of obstacle, any kinds of limitation. If happen in any stage, the fixation will arise. And another term he had given, that term is the regression. Regression means it is also possible when things go badly at later stage. When things go badly at later stage, to retreat or go back the previous movement, to go back to an earlier stage of development. If any kinds of situation happen, a badly situation happen in particular stage, people try to go back to earlier stage of development. That is called the regression. So from this introduction, what we have got, the human development as a passing through the different stage. Main objective of each and every human according to Freud to get bodily pleasure. If any kinds of stuck or obstacle can be happen, he mentioned that is called the fixation. And finally another term he had given, that is called the regression. The regression means go back to the earlier stage, a return a former or less development stage. Now we are going to learn the psychosexual each and every stages and nature of the stages and psychosexual influence in personality. First of all, the oral stage. Oral stage has started from birth to 18 months. What is the nature of the stage? The nature of the stage, this is the stage of psychosexual development. Newborn babies are initially limited to sucking and drinking. Their sexual instinctual drive is therefore focused around the mouth, initially in passive sucking and chewing. That is their main focused. The focused on oral. They want to get the oral pleasure. That is called the sucking. And just to think about the newborn baby and their activity. Now what is the influence? Now the interesting part, what kinds of influence create any kinds of stuck in that stage. Psychosexual influence in personality, too much or too little gratification can result in an oral fixation or oral personality. This type of personality may have a stronger tendency to smoke. If anyone have got the limitation to getting, if they do not get the properly what they need to get, then stuck or fixation can happen. This type of personality may have in future, if you observe that this type of personality may have to stronger tendencies to smoke, drink alcohol, overeat, or bite his or her nail. Very interesting observation. Personality with this individual may become overly dependent upon other. Another characteristics you can observe that that person overly dependent upon others. And another, on the other hand, they may also fight this urge and develop pessimism or aggression towards others. These kinds of nature of personality we can observe if any kinds of deficiency happen in this stage or oral stage from birth to 18 months. Now, our next step is the anal stage. Anal stage is another interesting stage. This has been started from 18 months to 3 years. In this stage, there is a various nature. The anal stage, which occurs in the toddler, is subdivided into two phases. Number one, the expelling period. Number two, the retentive period. Expelling period means in which the child derive pleasure in expelling feces. Feces mean waste matter or waste matter remaining after food. The waste matter, বাচ্চাদের একটা টেন্ডেন্সি রয়েছে, if you can observe the tendency of the baby, তারা কোনো কিছু মুখে দিতে চায়। এটা দেয়ার জেনারেল টেন্ডেন্সি, যা কিছু পড়ে থাকে তারা সেটা মুখে দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করে। This is a general tendency. The waste matter of the food eliminating, this is very important observation, should senior or parent should cautious in that situation. Though another sense is the retentive period in which they derive pleasure from storing it. অনেক সময় আমরা দেখতে পাই যে বাচ্চারা কোনো কিছু মুখে দিয়ে সেটা মুখের মধ্যে রেখে দেয়, তাকে চেবাতে বলা হয়, চিউ করতে বলা হয়, বাট সেটা সে করতে চায়। It is called the retentive period. এক্সপ্লেইন পিরিয়ড, যে কোনো কিছু তাদের মুখে দেওয়ার একটা টেন্ডেন্সি থাকে, যা কিছু পায়। আর একটা হচ্ছে রিটেন্টিভ পিরিয়ড, যা কিছু তারা খাচ্ছে সেটা তারা চিউ করছে না, তারা মুখে দিচ্ছে। এক্সপেলিং অ্যান্ড রিটেন্টিভ পিরিয়ড. In this period, the anal stage coincides with toilet training in the child. And in this period, very important part, the toilet training of the child. Thus, the child focus of the pleasure in this stage is on eliminating and retaining feces. That is the main objective, eliminating feces and retaining feces. Feces mean, I have told you, waste matter remaining after food. Eliminating feces from digestive tract through the anus. And through society's pressure, mainly via parents, the child has to learn to control and stimulation. They don't want to control, but through the surrounding pressure, they have to control via their parents. They have to control and stimulation. Now, the interesting area is, what if any kinds of deficiency, any kinds of fixation happen? In this case, what impact will create in our personality? In terms of personality, the after effect of an anal fixation during this stage can result in an obsession with cleanliness, perfection, and control. This is one kind of if you observe, the people have a necessity to obsession with cleanliness, perfection, and control. This is called anal retentive. On the other hand, opposite can be observed. Other end of the spectrum, they may become messy, খুব এলোমেলো হতে পারে, unorganized or disorganized. This is called the anal explosive. So these kinds of nature you can observe. Next topic, the phallic stage. The stages and time, nature of stage and personality influence. The phallic stage. Phallic stage has been started from ages 3 to 6. What are the nature in this stage? Phallic stage is one of the most significant in the Freudian model. 3 to 6. The pleasure zone switches to the genital. This is very important. They want to get pleasure through their genital part. Children obtain pleasure from stimulating their genitals and begin to discriminate between sex role of their parents. This is a very important part. They can discriminate the sex role between their parents. Initially, a child in the phallic stage will identify with the parents of the opposite sex is in what is known as Oedipus complex. The Oedipus complex, this is called the Oedipus complex, means the initially child, the phallic stage, will identify with the parents of the opposite sex. This is called Oedipus complex. The Oedipus complex possessed means the put forward as a fact or as a basis for argument. Oedipus complex possesses that the child's urge seek an external object, the inevitable object in the child's mother. The Oedipus complex, we can observe that the child want the external object. Here their mother is a very important object. Now the point is, any kinds of deficiency happen in this stage, what kinds of impact can draw in the later personality. The Freud believed that during this stage, boys develop unconscious sexual desire for their mother. Because of this, the boy considered the father as a competitor to mother's affection. This is a very interesting observation. The boy developed unconscious sexual desire for their mother. Because of this, the boy considered the father as a competitor to mother's affection. Later, it was added that the girls go through a similar situation, developing unconscious sexual attraction to their father. If fixation, now the interesting, an obstacle fixation was stuck. Fixation at this stage could result in sexual deviation. Both influence overindulging or avoid. Deviation means bichuti. Deviation means differentiation. Deviation means not only differentiation, not only the main thing, deviate from that particular personality and weak or confused sexual identity according to psychoanalysts. This is very important thing. In any kinds of obstacle happen in this stage, that different kinds of situation can be happen. Now we are going to move on the next stage, that is called the latency stage. It has been started from 6 to puberty. What is the nature of this stage? Nature of the stage is the libido, sexual and aggressive drives are channeled into the more socially acceptable substitute. তাহলে এখানে কি দেখতে পাচ্ছি আমরা? এখানে যে ঘটনাটা ঘটছে যে সেক্সুয়াল অ্যাগ্রেসিভ ড্রাইভ চ্যানেলড হয়ে যাচ্ছে, শিফট করে যাচ্ছে যে সোশ্যালি অ্যাকসেপ্টেবল সাবস্টিটিউট, সোশ্যাল ইন্টারাকশন স্টার্ট হচ্ছে ফ্রম 6 টু পিউবার্টি। বাচ্চাদের মধ্যে যখন সোশ্যাল ইন্টারাকশন স্টার্ট হয়, তাদের সেক্সুয়াল ডিজায়ারটা আস্তে আস্তে শিফট করে যায়। এখানে নেক্সট আমাদের ইম্পর্টেন্ট এরিয়া যে সাইকোসেক্সুয়াল ইনফ্লুয়েন্স ইন পার্সোনালিটি। During this stage, sexual urge remain repressed and children interact, play mostly with same-sex pair. ছেলেরা ছেলেদের সঙ্গে খেলতে ভালোবাসে, মিশতে ভালোবাসে, and মেয়েরা মেয়েদের সঙ্গে। তো কি হচ্ছে, the peer group এই সময় ডেভেলপ করে। Next important part, stages and time, that is called the genital stage. Genital stage is called the puberty. Genital stage and puberty on. In this stage, nature of the stage, the final stage of psychosexual development begin at the start of puberty when sexual urge are once again awakened. This is the very important thing, the puberty stage to teenage, adolescent. This is a very important part in this time. In this time, sexual urge once again awaken. আবার sexual urge টা increase করে। কি দেখতে পাই আমরা পার্সোনালিটির ক্ষেত্রে, সাইকোসেক্সুয়াল ইনফ্লুয়েন্স ইন পার্সোনালিটি। এখানে যেটা ঘটছে যে থ্রু দ্য লেসন্স লার্ন ডিউরিং দ্য প্রিভিয়াস স্টেজ, adolescents direct their sexual urge onto opposite sex peer. অ্যাডোলেসেন্টের মধ্যে আমরা দেখতে পাই যে অপোজিট সেক্স পেয়ারের প্রতি তার একটা আর্চ তৈরি হচ্ছে। দ্য প্রাইমারি ফোকাস of pleasure in the influence genital. The genital pleasure, they want to get sexual and genital pleasure. This time is very crucial for our parents, our society to give their proper guide, proper guidance, proper training, proper motivation, and biological, physiological, and psychological suggestion and guidance. My dear student, through this discussion, you can understand the various stages of psychosexual development and how this psychosexual development create the influence in our personality. If any kinds of stuck or fixation happen in any stage, what kinds of negative impact can be drawn. This is an outstanding discussion, outstanding topic for our psychology, management, and human resource student, and also this is a very important area, the tourist psychology, tourist personality development, and tourism perspective. Thank you. Keep touch with this channel, share this channel, and motivate me to make this video, like this, and to discuss with you. Thank you.